Good evening, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Prescott Valley Art and Culture Commission for Wednesday evening, August 15th. Can I get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Smith? Here. Commissioner Wertz?
Present.
Commissioner Quisenberry? Present. And Chairperson Sinclair?
Present. Thank you very much. I like to mix things up on the agenda. Keep us all going. I'd like to welcome our audience and presenters later in the session itself. At the same time, I'd also like to welcome our newest commissioner, Lindsay Link Quisenberry.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to welcome back to the commission, Commissioner Nancy Smith.
Thank you.
And also returning to the commission, after very shortly, well, several months, Commissioner Wertz. Commissioner Gibson is not here tonight, but I'd like to welcome her back. Hey, what's up? Give one to yourself. I like being back. Thank you very much. Moving on. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition? Moving forward. Approval of minutes for the May 16th, 2018 work study meeting. And at the same time, let's also do the May 16th, 2018 regular meeting minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the two meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve the work study as well as the regular meeting minutes for May 16th, 2018. Can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition? Moving forward. Announcements, presentations, commission, public and staff. We've already had some introductions, but can we reintroduce ourselves? Tell a little bit about yourselves, starting with Commissioner Smith.
Sure. I had served here on the Prescott Valley Arts and Culture Commission for 10 years, and then because of family health issues, had to resign my appointment. Well, those issues have been resolved. I'm back, and I'm thrilled to be reappointed to this commission. My background is I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in interior design, and I have had a lifelong interest in the arts, especially involved in music on a very amateur level. But I was born and raised in the city of Chicago, and it comes with your DNA that you love architecture when you're born in Chicago. So that comes with me too. And I now love the town of Prescott Valley, and I'm thrilled to be back on this commission and working to promote the arts and the cultural events in this town.
Commissioner Quisenberry.
My name is Lindsay Quisenberry. Most of the people here do call me Link. I work at Arizona's Hometown Radio Group in my spare time. I was encouraged to apply for this position by multiple members of the council due to genuine enthusiasm. Super well organized. I'm a helper. I like to fill in the blanks, and I'm so proud to be serving with all of you. I'm so excited to get to know everybody.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Wertz.
Thank you. I have a background as a working artist. Founded Robert Wertz Design, and which is primarily a consulting service for businesses that desire visionary solutions for present-day problems. So my desire to bring the skill sets to contribute to the programming that the commission is responsible for carrying.
Thank you very much. I'm Andy Sinclair, Commission Chairman. I've been with the Commission for, I think, just over 2 years now. I am also from Chicago, and I appreciate a good Chicago hot dog, good Chicago deep dish pizza, as well as a great Italian beef sandwich. That's the cultural diversity there. As I've mentioned on numerous occasions, I am not artistic in any way. Can't draw, can't dance, can't sing, but I like to collect art. And at one recent meeting that I had done in the Phoenix area on social service programs, there was an opportunity to purchase art. So I got myself another Navajo rug. So you can have art, you can have culture just about anywhere. And that's what we like to try to get across here at the commission itself. Okay, thank you. Moving on. Guest artists. Frank, would you like to make the introduction? Mr. Whitty.
Tonight with us is a gentleman, fine gentleman, by the name of Frank Kuva. He's been a participant in numerous different art shows that we've had. He's a member of the Prescott Valley Art Guild. He's a multi-award winning artist. Actually a pretty cool dude on top of all of that kind of fun stuff. Enjoy Frank a lot. I appreciate that he allows my ribbing from time to time. But with that, he has some wonderful stuff here, presentation. So I'm going to turn it over directly to Frank. It's all yours, sir.
First of all, thank you for listening to our plea. We have been trying to get people interested in bonsai for quite a while. We're hoping we can make a step forward today. My pal here is Randy Whelan. Whelan, come on, Randy. And this is one of his bonsai. I may be off base here. The reason I came here is I thought maybe we could tie in our bonsai demonstrations with other art functions. I've shown at the fair, and I also applied for Parks and Recreation for a class which got Zilch results, and Zilch results at the fair. Won first place, but that didn't do me much good. I ran into Randy, and he's a godsend because he is enthusiastic and young and has some marvelous plants. So if we could tie this in somehow with the activities that are going around, like we could put these plants up for 2 days without any trouble. A week is a long time. The fair is long. We have to go out there and water them to keep them alive. This is an ancient art. This goes back 7,000 years. It started with the Chinese and was adapted by the Japanese. As a matter of fact, the Japanese have a national treasure. It is a bonsai that is 500 years old.
Wow.
So they can last forever if we take care of them. Okay. So we got a couple examples. We have these and we have ones that are over there. So we have to get what we're talking about. Okay.
Bonsai is, it is pronounced bonsai. Yes, it's not bonsai. Bonsai actually means tree in a tray in Japanese. It's a hobby that encompasses so many different things. It's a sculpture, it's ceramics, it's woodworking, it's rock collecting, and horticulture. Taking care of the plants is one thing, and you really don't have to do much, just water them, but pruning and styling with wire and working with the tree over the years. The whole idea is to make a small tree look like a miniature old tree. That's the whole idea.
We like it to look like it's 100 years old.
Yeah. And actually, this one's 1,000. And also, there's all sorts of plants that can be used. This is a Portulacardia jade. It's really a stretch to call it a tree because the branches are not woody at all. But it still has a nice effect, it has a nice bark, and a nice size leaf for the size of the plant that I was working with. I also did make this pot. I took some classes in pottery, and this was that, and the finish on that was accidental, but it still went very well with the trees, so. Yeah. Also, when people get involved with bonsai, they tend to make their own stands to put them on. This is just for display. Typically, during the week, or, these will be sitting on my benches out in the yard because you water them every day, so the stands stay in the garage and you just pull those out when you're display. Sure.
The bonsais range in size from miniature that you can hold in your hand to a plant that takes 4 minutes to move. So that gives you some idea of the range in there. Did you get any of that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I have gotten some big plants, but if it's very small, I can remember these guys that have these bonsais that are like this. They dig them out of the ground, set them up, magnificent. I got hooked on this in Japan. I went down there and I saw bonsais for the first time, real bonsai. After I was so enthusiastic when I came back, my son bought me a bonsai plant, which I promptly killed. So it takes a certain amount of study and preparation to really do a good job of it. But after 30 years, I finally mastered something. I think that, do you have any questions at this point? And you see how we can integrate this with other things? Because that's what we're really after.
Well, it's an art form, so it certainly ought to be able to be integrated with other art things going on.
Are you looking more to display this as art, or do you want to get involvement? Do you want to inspire this hobby in others?
People to join us.
Okay.
We'll have classes at the house, no cost, except for the equipment they have to buy, but we don't charge for training.
Do you ever have an opportunity to go into schools? I think of the STEM programs and the STEAM programs, science, technology, energy.
Engineering and mathematics.
Yes, thank you. So the idea of bonsai, it's not only growing an object, it's also art. And getting students involved with that, I didn't know if you ever had the opportunity. And sculpture, yes.
Well, we'd be glad to go to schools, that's a good demonstration, but nice to get some young people. Now, when I get a plant, I gotta stay which lessons are a bit longer. So it'd be nice to have some people that go take a small plant and watch it grow over 20, 30 years.
So Brian, would this activity, teaching bonsai, be eligible for the art class program?
Yes, sir, it definitely would. And as Frank alluded to earlier, attempts were made in regards to holding classes and workshops and methodologies. I'm not going to touch that anymore. So in doing such, we're more than happy to be able to go down that road and endeavor again. I think Frank brought up some critical points in this, and there may be some methodologies to be able to do that. Display being one of the key things. People can see it, understand it, engage it, and I think there might be some opportunity not only here at the library but also at our offices to be able to, if we were able to have a plant bestowed to us under the right conditions, meeting their approvals, perhaps to have a display at the checkout counter or the front desk or other high area of visibility here at the library, where we might be able to display. Perhaps the step would be is not necessarily a class, but a workshop or a study session or a public engagement opportunity where people could learn, i.e. how it is and what it takes so they understand what that level of involvement might be. And then the next step after that might be trying to do exactly what we did before of growing an actual, and I'm speaking very freely here because I don't know the proper terminology and those types of things, where we would give the instruction coming from gentlemen here in regards to, okay, you need to buy this, you need to have that, and we're going to help you begin the process of creating bonsai. And then on top of that, perhaps then, and I think I'm going down the right road with this, Frank, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're wanting to create a bonsai group so that you're able to grow, expand, engage, and continue bonsai efforts and whatever road that might take. So if I'm wrong, that's what I think I'm hearing. Okay, all right.
That's what we're looking for.
Yes, and so I'm more than happy to do that. The other opportunities that I would share at this point in time, the timing may be too fast for you as well. But the upcoming 40th anniversary is coming up in 2 weeks. Strongly would consider perhaps just having a booth, i.e. a 10 by 10 tent, bring the trees out and engage the public in that way. And any of our other possible events. That goes to Saturday and Sunday, the 25th and 26th. Yeah, very much so. But I think those would be the, of this month, yes, sir. So, but that's up for you all to review and discuss, but also look at this when we get to some of our other community-engaged events that would foster that same type of environment of a display tent engagement might be another methodology for you all to consider. And we can discuss that going into the future. We can discuss that in regards to what I'm proposing right now. We'll schedule a meeting and try to put those things in place.
Sounds great, that's what we were looking for.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you for that.
Rick and Randy, we appreciate you coming in, showing off the beautiful plant.
Gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous plant. I have to say, years ago, I tried bonsai. Just like you, I was at an event, I saw one, later went out and bought one. Mine didn't last 500 years. So it's not,
Mine didn't last more than a month.
I don't think mine lasted 5 months, to be totally honest. But I do appreciate it, and thank you again very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you as well. My father was in the Air Force. I lived in Japan when I was 2 years old, so many of my earliest memories are from Japan, and I know I was exposed to bonsai.
Well, the bonsai, they're regular trees which are gigantic, are bonsais too. It is just Japan, just master at this.
While I've never pursued the activity, the first public artwork that I executed was entitled Urbonsai, which was urban bonsai, which involved the restoration of 5 trees that had died. 3 of the trees, new growth, regenerated, and were selectively pruned in the tradition of bonsai.
That's great.
Thank you very much.
Okay, very good.
Before you go, you also had 3 other bonsai. What variety are they? You mentioned this is a
Want to
jade.
step over there and take a look? Can you do that?
Okay.
And we'll be having flavors with the argument. Why don't you explain your first one?
This is a narrow leaf ficus. This is a narrow leaf ficus. There are, under ficus varieties, there are over 75 different varieties of ficus. And this one was developed just since the 1960s, and it happened by accident. At the nursery down there. That's all I know about them. But I've had this one for about 10 years. This is another variety of ficus, but I really don't know what it is. I got it at an auction, and it's been fun to play with. I've owned this one for about 10 years also. And it's a tropical. It does have to go inside in the winter time. The other trees have to stay outside. Yeah, one's the deciduous, and that's where they winter outside.
I have a ficus at home, which is too big for me to carry down here. It has a trunk that big, and it's about that high. And it's a full leaf ficus.
Are you doing bonsai art with that as well?
Oh, yeah, it is bonsai.
Do you do that with all of your plants?
All of my bonsai plants. And we have lots of different plants. I have cactus as well. I don't do the cactus very much. But I've got a wide variety of different kinds of bonsai. This is a juniper. This is kind of interesting because I got this at a real good price. When they're this thick a diameter, they become expensive. This tree originally went out like this, you see, and that part of the training on the one side. I took it, wrapped it, and bent it so that it took this shape. Now you can see that it's a pretty impressive plant. And see how well balanced it is. Now, a bonsai should look good from every direction. It should look good from the front, side, back, should get balanced all the way around. And if you look at this all around, you see that it is balanced. The base of the trunk should be approximately a third of the total height. And that's about what this is. See? And here's the apex. Now, we age them sometimes. You see, the bark has been removed, cadmium bark, and down here the cadmium bark is removed. I was going to, we paint them with lime sulfur and gives them a little whiter look. It's been raining so much, you don't dare do it because if that lime sulfur gets into the roots, it will kill it. You see, but it keeps this from even brittle and breaking. That's it. Okay. These are supposed to look really like leaves. Each of these should be like the shape of a leaf. And it should be balanced all the way around. It takes a lot of picking to keep them looking this way. When you're training them on everyday maintenance, you go out outside and every new little one like something like that, you just take it and you pluck it off. And that's why you keep the shape. It is a lovable, it's that kind of thing. You have to love it because it does become a very big part of your life. When I go on vacation, I don't worry about the dog, I don't worry about the business, I just worry about the bonsai.
Frank, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. It's good to meet you. Take care. Thank you very much. By the way, one thing about Frank is that he's a multi-medium artist. When I first met Frank, I was looking at his photography, excellent photography, and you can see Frank at some of the various art shows around town, including the Prescott Mountain Art Guild. So Frank, again, thank you very much.
And Randy as well is a very talented painter and auto restorer.
Ooh, do you restore autos for car shows? Because we have an opportunity for that too.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same weekend, so you'll be torn between cars and bonsai. So, all righty.
Make a small car.
It's not a hood ornament. A bonsai hood ornament.
Trim it for you.
Mr. Ray, please.
Yes, sir. Some additional announcements presented here by staff for the commission and our listening viewers for their pleasure. Some upcoming events, programs, and services. First up is our annual Run for the Hill of It. This is a 5 and 10K summit run up Glassford Hill on the Summit Trail. This will be conducted on Saturday, September 9th. Where did that come from? Wow. September 29th. With an entrance fee of $15 for 12-year-olds and under, $20 for 13-year-olds and up. Registration is currently now open and will continue through September 22nd. The entry fee to the race is an event shirt, water, and snacks when you reach the top and come back down. This is and those that are the first 30 to register receive their free 5K from Hill of Water Bottle. We'll start at Glassford Hill Middle School on the 29th. This is located on East Panther Pass. Upon checkout, you will be asked if you are a runner, jogger, or a walker, hiker. Runner joggers flight will start promptly at 7 a.m. and the hiker walker's flight will take off at 7:30. This is for your benefit. Last thing we want to do is have our hikers and walkers out in front, and the joggers and runners come right screaming through that whole gathering there. We do ask that you leave strollers and your puppies at home for the safety of all participants. We ask that you also park in the parking lot of Glassford Hill Middle School. That is where we'll be conducting the staging, and the check-in will occur on the basketball courts at the middle school. So start signing up now, Saturday, September 29th, for the Run of the Hill of It, 5 or 10K as a walker, jogger, or runner and hiker. And those two didn't go together well at the end. Sorry. That's what we have. In addition to that, please place on your calendar Saturday, October 6th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Gold Fever Day. This is taking place at Fane Park, located off of North 5th Street, right here in Prescott Valley. Why? Because there is gold in them there hills, as it exists today, as well as it did 100 years ago. We encourage everyone to come out and celebrate with us the rich history of the Prescott Valley area with the focus on pioneer era living and mining for gold. Guests will have an opportunity to try their hand at gold panning, as well as tour the historical sites at Fane Park, enjoy the live entertainment, shop with local artisans and crafters, vendors galore, play some games, enter some contests, learn survival skills, and much, much more. Food trucks will be on site, and there will be a free fishing clinic between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. in partnership with the Arizona Game and Fish Department. Do not miss out on this golden opportunity. If you are a crafter, a vendor, or an artisan and you would like to sign up, please contact us at pvaz.net or give us a phone call at 759-3090.
Mr. Woody,
Yes, sir.
with the monsoon rains that have come through so far, I would imagine a lot of gold has been flushed down the hillsides.
It has. It's gone right in my bucket, and off I went and deposited in the Friends of Prescott Valley Parks and Recreation Foundation coffers.
Good place to keep your cash. You go.
Yeah, and the tax benefits galore on that donation to a 501c3.
Such a golden opportunity.
Wow, it was. That was a rock solid hit. All right. Our next item is traditional ways gardening and cooking classes. These are held at the Civic Center in room 331. The cost is $25 per individual, and the upcoming workshops are putting up your harvest Saturday, August 25th, creating and preserving sauces, pickles, and blends from your harvests, also Saturday, August 25th, feta and mozzarella cheese making on September 19th. Those of you from Chicago should sign up. We'll look forward to your pizzas coming forward. And cheese is pretty good on those Italian beef sandwiches too. All right, we also have bread and butter making on September 26th. For questions on these classes, more information in regards to what Ms. Dana Mast has in store for you, who is teaching these classes in sustainable farming, you can reach us at 759-3090. Also, do not hesitate to go online at the town's website, pvaz.net. Click on Parks and Recreation, and from there you'll be able to go into our listing of programs and services, and from the comfort of your recliner in your PJs at any point in time, sign up for this class and many more opportunities that we have available for you. Next is sewing classes. Why? Because with all of those good eats, you're either going to get really healthy and slim down, or you're going to get in a certain round shape like I am because of all the enjoyment, and you can make some new opportunities. But we're focusing on quilts and pot holders during this. So again, very apropos to the efforts that you might be moving forward with. Our experienced instructor, Ms. Lana Crooks, is going to help you through this process. We're going to consist of 2 sessions in which students will learn the sewing techniques and be able to make all of their own items. And you will complete a quilt block or a pot holder of your own by the end of that second session. Enroll with us today. We do ask that students know how to operate their sewing machines, and we will be asking you to sign up. We'll be taking your classes at the Civic Center on the 3rd floor. It's $30 for each of the 2-session classes, and we're available for ages 12 and up. Classes will be in September, October, and again, a second session in October for your pot holders. And if you're interested in your quilt blocking classes, we have several in the months of August, September, October, November, and December.
I see a good connection here. Excuse me. If you start out with the pot holder class, You could get into patchwork quilts if you make enough pot holders. Move on to-
You're a home run here. You are exactly right. Miss Lauren is pretty smart.
I can't sew either.
Yes.
Well, you will after you're done with this class.
That's good fun.
Yes, sir. So, no longer will you have that "I'm not an artist" disclaimer. Okay? I'm looking out for you.
It would look like a Picasso.
Yes, sir.
Strange.
And last but not least for tonight's presentation, I wanted to bring to the commission and the viewing public, there is a show and fundraising opportunity. There's a sale of work that's being made available. This is hosted and sponsored by the Prescott New Lions, the Art Legacy Association, and the Prescott Valley Art Guild. This member of the Art Guild, unfortunately through loss of family, has inherited these particular pieces of work. They are going to be having a sale on Friday, August 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. over at the Adult Center in Prescott, with 100% of the donations for each of these paintings to fund the training of service dogs for the blind. I think it's a pretty and noble element of opportunity here for everyone to participate in. Refreshments will be served. If you have more questions, please get a hold of the folks at the Prescott Valley Art Guild. If you're unable to make that connections, feel free to reach out to us at the department and give us a call at 759-3090. We'll help you do that. Okay? With that being said, there are no more announcements for staff presentation to the commission.
Thank you very much. Moving on. Division department updates. Mr. Woody?
Yes, sir. If you would like me to trudge in my way through June and July reports, I would be happy to. It has been a fun, festive, and exciting process of development. Number of different items going on, of course, related to the upcoming 40th anniversary that we've discussed. A little bit more information later on tonight on that. Also, as we know, Mother Nature was not kind to us back in July. She's being very bountiful to us today. Where we had to cancel our 4th of July event that was being produced and developed. And removing the fireworks from that formula of activity. Those are going to be coming back in. We'll talk about those here a little bit later, but we did have a wonderful fun time. We probably had about 1,500 folks on hand. We had concerts, other activities and games, inflatables on site and doing those fun things. So all getting together and celebrating the 4th of July. Much beyond that, we concluded a very active season. We had several thousand people on site for Movies Under the Stars. So kudos to Mrs. Hooper and the team putting those together regularly on Friday nights starting in May and running throughout the entirety of the month of June. A number of different concerts, other activities going on, classes being held. So with that, if you had any specifics in your review of the department's report, I'm happy to answer those and get into any details or questions or concerns you might have. All good?
Thank you. Any additional comments?
I'm sorry, what was that said?
Any additional comments?
No, sir.
Just a bit.
Happy to answer.
Thank you. I have no questions.
No?
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Chairman's report. Don't have very much to say, other than the fact that it's been a pretty good summer so far. A lot of art exhibits around town. The Thippin Museum had a great show. The Prescott Mountain Artists Guild just had a good show this weekend. The Prescott Valley Artists Guild will be having a show coming up in late September, October, if I'm not mistaken.
October.
So there's a lot of art to be seen around the community. So not to mention, as Mr. Woody is going to talk about in a few minutes, the 40th anniversary events that are coming up. So please get out there. There's a lot of art, there's a lot of culture to be seen here in our community. Old business. Rotary Club Balloon Festival. Mr. Woody.
You calling me old now? My apologies. I couldn't have fun with that. So.
I can come up with a response. Simility is over there.
Not a problem. Well, if the few of us that were here back in May, we had a request from our community event developers, which happen to be members of the Prescott Valley Rotary Club, in which they were seeking the support of commission to move its scheduled performance concert from the theater environment in support of the upcoming Balloon Festival that is scheduled for Saturday, September 22nd. The commission is very gracious in support of that request. We have transitioned that scheduled band. They will be joining the Balloon Fest organizers who are doing exactly such an event in support and sponsorship of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Yavapai County. So, what I would like to announce this evening, for those listening, please put on your calendar again Saturday, September 22nd. This will be held at the Prescott Valley Entertainment District on Main Street, right next to the fountain, and the backside of the entertainment district, and where all of the miniature golf and fun zone and all of those activities are. We'll be filling the street around the fountain with entertainment. We have 3 different bands scheduled to perform, so 3.5, almost 4 hours of full entertainment on stage, made available to you. Beautiful music, beautiful scenery, live, because there will be a beautiful balloon glow lining Main Street, emanating from the entertainment district down to Florentine. Lots of fun, developed interest going on into this, lots of other activities going on through those fine folks that are putting this together. And again, please keep in mind that this family-friendly event is a fundraiser. These folks their goal is to raise $10,000 to pay for the rent to create offices that would be supporting the staff of Big Brothers Big Sisters, to make available those connections and opportunities for those adult mentors and the young people needing that support and direction in their life. So a very good cause out there. We're definitely all about youth in our community and enriching their lives and making it better. This is another one of those ways that we can make that happen and move that forward. So their support is requested for all of us to go out there and enjoy and be festive, be merry, and enjoy the fun and the environment of this. Their hopeful goal, because this is an event that they're resurrecting this year, is to continue to grow that element of participation, especially from the balloonists. What they want to do is not only just have a balloon glow, but they would actually like to have 2 separate individual mornings of launches as well, moving this event forward. Those are very cool opportunities. In the past, I know you've been able to actually make a donation and purchase a ride on those balloons and travel as well. So doing those types of things. Also through sponsorships, those things are made available as well too. So there's lots of opportunity, but they need that support today to make sure and ensure that that future is covered moving forward. So they wanted through me to say thank you for your support and being able to help and grow this opportunity in coming forward. So thank you for your selfishness, but servitude to the community as well too. Any questions related to the Balloon Fest? Good?
Driving to work each morning down in the Phoenix area, quite often I get to see the balloons fly over at daybreak. So if you want to see a balloon up close, this will be a great opportunity. If you ever have the opportunity to fly in a balloon, that is also pretty fantastic. So again, come on out.
Also, the fact that it's in the evening, the glow from the balloons is really spectacular. If you've never seen it, do come out and enjoy the evening music and the glow.
Yes, ma'am. Like me to move on to the floor?
Yes, please.
I'd be happy to. So those listening this evening, if you're not familiar or aware of it, the town of Prescott Valley will be celebrating its 40th year anniversary of incorporation on Saturday, August 25th and Sunday, August 26th. We encourage everyone to come out. This is a pinnacle event of our year of celebration of different activities and programs and services. If you have not received one of our fantastic brochures listing a variety of the different activities that we have, these will be made available Chamber of Commerce, any of our town offices. They're at a number of different doctors' offices and other key critical community gathering points. It will give you, again, as I explained earlier, a wonderful beginning schedule of events because there's all kinds of other activities going on. It has a beautiful little site map in regards to directing you to where a number of those different key contributing moments will be. If I can have an opportunity, I'm going to offer up some of these items that are scheduled for our event. As I mentioned to our guest artist that was participating this evening, car show opportunity here. So if you have a car that starts as early as 1920, going all the way up to today, car, a truck, we have open categories. So if you have a fancy motorbike and all of those other types of things, we have an opportunity for you. We're looking at foreign, domestic, best paint job, best engine, best interior, best everything. We have a People's Choice Award. The mayor will be bestowing his own personal award through this entire process, and we are looking for entries. I think we're already far surpassed 50 already. The goal that I have for our community partner in this, who happens to be the Dewey Classic Cruisers, is that they need to hit 100. If we can do that, we are totally golden because it is a fun and interesting opportunity. And just the group itself is not even entered, and they have all kinds of awesome vehicles in doing such. Visit the town's website. You'll be able to grab this brochure electronically, see other information. You are able to enter your car from that town webpage as well. So if you haven't done so, that's perfectly fine. You can do so now electronically on the web. If you do not get that done and you still want to join us, you are able to register there on site. It'll cost you a few more dollars, but we will get you processed and joining in. We'll be meeting at the Event Center parking lot and making our way up Lake Valley Drive. And that'll be the processing and registration points. So feel free to join us there. We will be shutting down the entirety of Lakeshore. A number of our different vendors, food and beverage will be located there. The car show will be there as well. So we have tons of room to accommodate you. Over 1,400 linear feet will be dedicated to our car show. So let's fill that rascal up. That'll be taking place on Saturday starting at 9 a.m. We'll also be having a number of different items. You'll be able to explore our town history, compliments of the Prescott Valley Historical Society. They will be found on the first floor in their offices. We have a very extensive timeline of development that predates the development of Prescott Valley, and then also the history of Prescott Valley through that process. We have opportunities in which this 40th anniversary is as part of our memory-making experience. You have different anniversaries that have different levels to them, or colors or stones attributed to them. I think Commissioner Wirtz is pretty well clued into that. What would this anniversary be there?
Ruby.
That would be Ruby. Why? Because this awesome man helped us out with our float entry. And what is special about Ruby? What thematic did we take with that?
It's associated with the Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
Ruby slippers.
The Ruby slipper, which we'll have on prominent display out at the intersection of Lake Shore and Lake Valley during our event. And in doing so, we took exactly that Wizard of Oz theming throughout all of this anniversary year and into our events, and we're doing exactly the same. We're looking for entries into our Good Witch, Bad Witch contest. Please come in costume, along with the preparations of your favorite laugh or cackle, and the famous lines of, "I will get you, my pretty," or "There's no place like home." Doing those types of things. So bring your memories and presentations there, and also your theatrical opportunities, not only from your costuming, but that presentation. That will be taking place at 10 a.m. With pre-judging. Also, the Cowardly Lion contest in this, where we're looking for lion manes, so our ladies in their flowing hair, as well as our gentlemen in the long flowing beard and mustache contest, where we're asking folks to join in with that. There's absolutely zero entry cost to this, with lots of fabulous prizes to be won through your participation there. We'll have a number of different youth organizations and performances going on. At 11 o'clock, we'll be conducting a reenactment skit of the Townsend Corporation and its signing. Commissioner Smith is heavily involved in that process and working with a number of our other council members and town staff. Then the big concerts will start taking place at noon on the main stage, Theater on the Green. Tribute bands, one to Eric Clapton, that group is known as Slow Hand. We'll also have a Journey tribute band titled Voyager. At 5 o'clock, we're going to kick off a little retro activity going back into TV land. All of us are familiar probably with Hollywood Squares from back in the day. So we're going to be doing that Prescott Valley style. And we'll have a number of different reenactors, if you will, of some of those personalities. We might find some thematics for coming in from The Wizard of Oz and other local celebrities participating in that. The Chamber of Commerce will be helping co-partner in that event. They're going to be looking for contestants that would like to be participating in the 2 scheduled games. So stop by their booth, enter your name into that opportunity, and you might be that lucky contestant. Fabulous surprises that are scheduled for that event and activity. Then we'll go into our final concert of the evening, a tribute band to Heart, titled Dog and the Butterfly, starting at 7. And immediately following that performance, the fireworks show that was canceled for the 4th of July is being brought back in. We'll be shooting off those fireworks from Mountain Valley Park. Please don't be confused. All of the programs, entertainment activities, and everything will be happening right here at Civic Circle, Town Hall's location, right in between the Prescott Valley Library and the police department and all of that lush grass environment, the home of Theater on the Green. But the fireworks show will take place in Mountain Valley Park. That is the only scheduled activity at Mountain Valley Park. So it is not like 4th of July where all of the other services are there. They are right here at the Civic Center facility. So, benefits of that, you can see the athletic ball field lights from the Civic Center grounds and everything. Well, those fireworks go a lot higher than those ball field lights. This is a tremendous view shed for those fireworks right here at this facility. So you miss nothing. As a matter of fact, you'll be missing everything if you're not here. Listening to the sounds and being very active in all the different activities that we have going on. We'll transition into Sunday. And again, both Saturday and Sunday, we have 100% free inflatable activities for those that are young at heart as well as those that are just plain young, so they can get out there and enjoy. We'll have obstacle courses, we'll have spinners, we'll have a dunk tank, we'll have surfing, slides, water attractions, just all kinds of craziness, bouncy houses and all the goodies that go there. Let me back up here, get into the right time frames. At 10 a.m., there is the Prescott Valley Show and Tell Road Show. That'll be in our big performance tent on the front lawn. So if you have your antiques and things that just you didn't know the history and background on what those things might be, there's an opportunity for you to come out and engage with some of our appraisers that'll be on site. This activity is being hosted by the Prescott Valley Historical Society, so please visit with us if we can help you through that sign-up process and all of those types of things. But it is going to be a neat little activity. If I have the time to be able to fit it in, I've got some crazy old inkwells. And I don't know where they originate from, but they've been through 4 generations. So we'll see where that goes. So those are the kinds of things we're looking at. So if it's pottery, if it's this, it's that, just make sure whatever you are bringing, you can handle yourself. So don't think that the big old China hutch or whatever may have come across the pond and those types of things. You've got to be able to handle those types of things and getting them there. This will follow up then with Authentic Cowboy Church. This is being sponsored by the Daughters of the American Revolution Group. So we'll have an Authentic Cowboy Church starting at 11 a.m. Then we'll immediately follow that at noon with a Going to the Chapel activity. We actually have couple of couples. They're going to tie the knot. They're going to participate in that activity. Immediately following that, there'll be a whole host of folks that will join in the renewing of their vows. We have our magistrate court judge that will be conducting those ceremonies, so if you would like to come out and participate in those good things. Then followed by the Gospel Power Hour time. We'll have some different groups that are going to take the stage and participate there. We'll follow that up with a concert pianist, an accompaniment there, then followed by a whole host of variety. We have some comedians, some magicians, and everything else scheduled in between all of these fun, awesome things. We have a local band by the name of Scandalous Hands. They'll be performing. And then we're going to conclude our evening with a totally awesome group. This is tribute to ABBA, known as ABBA Fab. And they're going to be joining us out there, full-blown costumes and rocking the world. And it's pretty crazy timing because I think Mamma Mia 2 was just recently released and coming out. So we'll be able to join and get into the action and activity from all of those cool things. So that's just a little taste. And I know I was long-winded and used a whole bunch of time in doing that, but those are some of the cool highlights that are coming out. The most important thing out of all of this, it's not going to cost you a dime in the park. It's not going to cost you a dime to come through the gate. The only thing that you need to bring your wallet for is if you're hungry, you're thirsty, and we do have adult beverages that will be here as well too. And if you find some of the coolest stuff that you would like to support with artisans and crafters and business folks, you can take home with you. That's where you need to break out your wallet. Other than that, it is a dirty four-letter word of F-R-E, free, totally free. And Laura Lee's the one that told me it was a dirty word. So no, I always gave her a hard time if that was the case. So Saturday, Sunday, August 25th, 26th, Pinnacle Weekend, Town of Prescott Valley's Ruby Slipper Anniversary Weekend. Come on, have fun, let's rock the place.
Don't miss it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, I'm right here.
She did great.
Moving on to new business. Election of officers for the Town of Prescott Valley Art and Culture Commission.
Yes, sir. We have a fiscal calendar obligation that has to be conducted on an annual basis, and that is the Arts and Culture Commission conduct an annual election of its officers. There are 3 positions that are available. We have the secretary, the vice chair, and the chair. In those positions, they can serve for several consecutive terms, with exception of the chair. The chair can only serve in 2 consecutive full terms in that capacity. Commissioner Sinclair is currently serving in that. He has completed 1 full term and now is entering into the next opportunity if he so chooses to engage in that process. Basically, all seats are available. It will require a nomination and acceptance of that nomination with a second. Majority of votes will then declare the appointment into that position. The secretary handles official correspondence coming from the commission or in response to outside inquiry. Vice chair serves in support of the chair. The chair serves as the organizer of the commission's meetings, committees, those types of activities. And they are just the cat's meow for 1 whole fiscal year. And we just say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, however that falls. Am I correct?
That's pretty much
Okay, all right.
Or, if you want to get really formal, Honorable Commission Chair.
Honorable Commission Chairman. As long as I don't stumble on the,
Formal title.
I had a hard time handling just the 29th, so I will do my best. Honorable, oh, wow. Already messed it up. So with that being said, we would be seeking nominations for the various positions. It does not matter in which order that they may come. But with that being said, I will turn it over to you, Honorable Chairperson Sinclair.
I would like to nominate Honorable Chairperson Sinclair for chair again.
Second.
Do accept?
I accept. May I call on a vote on myself?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
There's been a motion and a second to nominate current commission chairman Andy Sinclair as the new chairman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? It, the motion passed.
Unanimously.
Yes.
Now, I will also entertain, just simply because we got through that one, that was
Yeah.
a hot one. Don't forget Commissioner Gibson, who is not here tonight, feel free. Because there will be no objection, I don't believe, that would come from afar. So just for your consideration. Other than that, we would like to move to the vice chair position.
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Lindsay Quisenberry to serve as vice chairperson.
Second? We have a motion and a second to elect Commissioner Quisenberry, vice chair. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? No opposition? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Didn't even get a chance to back out, did you?
Not even a little.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Smith as secretary.
Seconded.
Any nomination? Second? You accept? Have a nomination and a second and an acceptance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? No opposition? Congratulations, Commissioner.
Now, is this where we tell Link that you're going to be absent for the next 6 months? Just wanted to make for certain.
As long as we're prepared.
Moving on. Thank you very much, Commissioners, for your votes and your support. Holiday Festival of Lights, Create a Tree, November 30th. Mr. Woody?
Yes, if everyone was keen in on the last announcement there, November 30th, that is the purpose of this discussion item. What we wanted to bring to your attention from the staff's perspective is that our partner in this event, the Prescott Valley Chamber of Commerce, made us aware of the simple fact that the Prescott's Downtown Holiday Festival will actually be kicking off 1 week earlier, which is traditionally our first Friday within the month of December of us hosting the Holiday Festival of Lights, Create a Tree, and all the other activities that go on. We thought it would be best and prudent to go ahead and make that shift as well, eliminate the conflicts for parades, this, that, all those other activities, quality opportunities for all. So we want to not only bring that to the Commission's attention, but also the Committee's attention in regards to the preparations that will be necessary and require that updating, getting those words out, and make the appropriate procurements and doing all those things. Unless there is an objection, staff recommends that we adopt this date and continue moving forward with committee functions and partnership with the Prescott Valley Chamber. If you're good with it, we will go.
I think it sounds good.
Sounds good, very much.
Okay. Commissioner Words?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So the November 30th is when the Create a Tree
Yes,
open to the public.
that is correct. So that particular evening, the Holiday Festival lights parade. We flip the switch on all of the holiday winter lights that are going on here. We will open the exhibit of the Create a Tree participants. We'll conduct all of the People's Choice Award voting for Create a Tree. All of the pictures with Santa will take place that particular evening. So all of that process, and we will continue that timeline of event night, which in this case will be November 30th, all the way through basically right about the first of the year. Collect all of those ballots and everything and bring forward into the January meeting the People's Choice Award and bestow that award and crown, if you will, on those participants.
Traditionally, when are the trees installed?
Traditionally, the trees will be installed just prior to, actually, it generally follows Thanksgiving and it precedes that first Friday. We'll just have to advance that, and we'll have to go through that committee review and when would be the appropriate timing. We're also going to have to work that out with library and its scheduled services. And
Thanksgiving's the week before.
it's the week before, so we should be,
No shut, no
we should
sweat.
be in good
It's
shape.
usually the Wednesday and Thursday that the trees are installed. They have to be done by, I think it's noon on Thursday or Friday. So, yeah, noon on Thursday.
We'll get
5
through it.
o'clock on Thursday, I guess we'll see, give it a chance. And then,
It's just advancing everybody's calendar by 1 week at least. So,
Oh, but that's a comfort in itself.
in some ways,
It- Yeah,
yeah.
and it'll make room for all of the festivities. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
No reason for competing.
there you go. Share the wealth. Awesome. We'll start beginning that process, and then for those members of the committee, we'll throw out some ideas and processes. We'll do some investigation with library staff and their planning, so that we're not going too far. This is their home. We respect that. We'll make those accommodations work.
So earlier in the year, I had expressed interest in being involved in the Creative Tree, and there actually is a design that's, I have all the materials, it's a tree-like sculpture that can be modified for this purpose. So when would be the appropriate time to discuss with staff and the other commission members that is sharing that design, the logistics of getting it installed and sited?
One of the elements that we discussed in the preceding work study session that we had was going through the process of reinvigorating all the participants into our various committees. So what I would encourage is going ahead and sharing individualistically that proposal to the committees, committee members, so that they can review and entertain that idea. They in turn can flip that back to the entirety of the commission, moving forward your product, doing those things. When I say yours, I'm speaking figuratively in regards to the group. And I think we can begin that process. So if you have things like that, and not knowing off the top of my head right now, I know Commissioner Gibson has served on that committee for a number of different years. I know that would be initial outreach unless she's no longer choosing to participate on that particular committee, but I think I would begin that engagement now, at least delivering to her. Once we go through the other processes and
I did
feedback
first
of the other
years
committee
too.
members, I'll get that information out there. Or you can just zip it into me, and once that all gets figured out, I can zip that out to the committee, and then we can bring it right back in.
Okay.
Excellent.
bottom line, Robert, the bottom line is that our Christmas tree doesn't have to be a tree.
Right.
It can be anything.
Sure.
So,
I think you'll recognize the association.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but it's,
Representative of all those things, and just from a historical context, we've had some very creative community businesses that have gotten involved. We had an automotive shop that made their holiday winter tree out of various car parts, and they started their trunk with the muffler, and it just got crazy from there. Robux, they had holiday cups, so they were green and red, so they fashioned their display through that process. So they've definitely taken non-traditional ways and traditional ways in representing who and what they are. And I think that's kind of fun stuff. We've had musician groups do, they had I forget what their mainstay was, but they had guitars and fiddles and those kinds of things, because that's who they were. And one year we had a poker group coming out of an HOA, because they were celebrating who they were, and they wanted other members.
I forget, was it if it was something having to do with animals or pets, or they had all kinds of cages.
The crates.
Yeah, the crates, yes.
Stuffed animals.
I think it might have been a rescue group.
Rescue,
or
something like
of
that.
that nature.
But that was
So,
the winner, that was the People's Choice Award that year.
in our various different schools, they have come together and have done their thing. So, yeah.
Hair salon held their ornaments for things that hair
Oh.
rollers and
Yes.
combs and all kinds of crazy things.
Exactly.
It's
So,
been exciting.
yes, yes. And that's what's important. It's reflective of who you are, whether a business or a group or any of those types of things. And you're celebrating it and bringing recognition of yourself, and it's part of community. That's the fun part about this. All right. We've got the direction. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on, unscheduled public appearances. Do we have any?
I don't think so.
I have a question.
Ms. Commissioner Wertz?
So Ryan, previous meetings, there has been discussion about the support of the STEAM programs at the local schools, and I was wondering if you could provide a brief update as far as those programs and what support you were able to provide for them.
As of right now, I don't have an initiated action plan from the commission other than outreach to the administrators. Basically, their reaction is that they'd be happy to entertain some conversation, basically trying to understand what that connectivity might be, so what our determination is. But in addition to that, what they've asked is just to give them a little bit of time so that they're able to get their curriculum up and going, as well as their students acclimated back into the classroom and beginning those processes. So I think ultimately what their initial response was, do you have a proposal in regards to how we would make that connection? So either bringing something to them or methodologies in which they can engage us. They also recognize that the Family Arts Festival historically has been an opportunity in which their particular clubs and programs have been able to come and bring their materials and activities and participate. So whether that was through an artistic ways and means or the robotics division, if you will, for lack of better terms, that they've had their activities and engagement through the Family Arts Festival displaying to kind of in some ways a recruitment tool, come to our school, we're cool, these are the things that we do, but also showcasing themselves in regards to what their achievements are, what awards that they have won, those types of things. So there is that plus whatever portfolio of development we can get figured out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next meeting for the work study would be Wednesday, September 19th. Sorry for that pause there. That would be at 5:30 here in the auditorium. And the next meeting for the regular meeting of the Art and Culture Commission will follow the work study meeting on Wednesday, September 19th at 6:30 here in the auditorium. If there is no other business, I'd like to have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
I have a motion for adjournment. Can I get a second?
Second.
A motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a good week.